scale out or scale in, it will help. But look, so this is TRVL, right? And let's say you were here. This is the weekly time frame. Let's say the price was here and you're buying and you want to take profit. Just look at the previous candles. Yeah, look at the previous candles, the historic candles. And do you see where you see these green wicks? These green wicks. Yeah, they're good places to take profit. And when the price comes, you see they were good places to take profit because the price comes into those wicks and it automatically finds resistance. Yeah, you see that? It happens before. Look. See that? Historically, when you look back and you look at the green wicks, they're good places to take profit. A very easy visual guide without even thinking. Now, it doesn't mean the price can't go up, but you're looking to take profit. Yeah, and so you can just set some orders in those green wicks, like halfway or at the base of those wicks. And buying is the opposite. So when you want to buy, look at red wicks at the lows. It's the reverse. Yeah, so we don't have any here, but here we have a red wick. This is a red wick. See that? That's a good buying zone. The price comes down there, that would be a good place to buy. The red wicks, good places to buy. The green wicks are good places to sell. And the higher the time frame, the more powerful. So like, look at this. This is a monthly time frame. Look at this red wick, this monthly red wick. Look, it's exposed. See that? In hindsight, that was a good place to buy, wasn't it? The red wick. Okay. And look at this monthly time frame. Look at that green wick. See that? Look at where it's exposed. But you see, the green wicks are good places to sell. The red wicks are good places to buy. And so naturally, as we go up on TRVL, same thing. Green wicks are good places to sell. And we don't have any red wicks at the moment. And you know, as we go up on TRVL, there's more green wicks. Look, all of that is a green wick. All of that is a sell zone, potentially, until you fill it, and then you've got it. You've got it all the way up to there as well. Okay. And then as you go up, if you create red wicks, then they're good places to buy. Now, the higher time frame, the more powerful, the more strength there is. Now, it changes with the candles, because obviously if you go even higher time frame, that's better, but you have to be a bit more patient. You have to wait a little bit longer. This is the 3-month candles. You actually see on this 3-month candle, the red wick goes all the way up. So actually the best place to sell here in this context would be the green wick here, probably all the way to there. The best place to buy would be these red wicks. You see there's a red wick here. So it actually found support. And going up further, like above 50 cents, all the way up to there. Those are your like sell zones, those green wicks. And it's kind of easy. The higher the time frame, the better, the more powerful. So if you look at the 6-month candles, just on, so they give you a different story here. Yeah? So look at the 6-month candle. After that inverse hammer was created and you formed this red wick, look at the red wick. See that? That was the best buy zone here. 6-month candle, look. All the way from 3.1 cent all the way down to the bottom at 2 cents. And as we go up now, you've got these green wicks now. You've got this inverse hammer. All of this is a sell zone. Yeah. We need volume to clear that. So you could sell into it and be done with this, or you can wait. But if you wait, the liquidity is going to have to be cleared first. People have to sell and the price still has to go up. That would be really bullish if people sell into a green wick and the price still goes up. And then again, you're going back up to there. Okay. And then every time frame again has its own, tells its own little story. Every time frame has its own little story, right? That's a kind of easy way. Like if you want to look at a daily time frame now, every single one of these green wicks was a sell zone. Look, every time you formed a green wick, the price was struggling to get through it. Look, see that green wick, all these green wicks, yeah. And then as the price comes back down, there aren't any red wicks here, but that's really where the price finds support on these red wicks, and it just breaks through. But I think if you're struggling taking profit, you want to take profit. The other way to do it is Confluence. So if you do like just very easy higher time frame analysis, draw the volume, yeah, and you see when we went up on TRVL, taking profit into the value area high was correct. You see that? It was correct. It went down and you could have compounded with the profit to increase the TRVL you had, yeah. But the price will react on these big levels, these big volume levels. And then if you get Confluence, then you'll also find, like, look, I've got this on TRVL, I've got this higher time frame fib retracement, haven't I? I've been talking about it. Do I have to redraw it? Probably. That's not it. Well, that's there you go. You've already got some kind of fib. See, look, it's coming to the golden pocket. Golden pocket's always a good place to take profit. And you can actually preset. You don't have to not preset. See, if someone set an order to sell, that's just on this fib retracement, just from this pivot down to there. If someone set an order to sell at 6.1 cents, that was a good place. So if you set an order, and usually it's the first touch, the first time it hits. So you put a pre-order, sell 10% at the golden pocket, you're not going to go wrong with that. That's a good place to take profit, right? And then also, you know, with every one of these pivots going all the way up to the all-time high. And ultimately, I think higher time frame, the more powerful. So my target at the moment is 1.56 all-time high. The golden pocket is coming to somewhere between 29 and 30 cents. You see how that corresponds with what I was saying with this green wick here. On gate, that green wick is actually quite a high volume green wick, so that gives me more confidence. And so that would be a good place to take profit. It's a good place to take profit. Yeah, that's a higher time frame golden pocket with a little bit of Confluence after an expansive move. And that's also good. You want to take profit when the price is expanded. That's better, isn't it? And then also kind of like if I do a full fib, you look, you see here, I've got this level from before. It was actually, let me take it to the all-time low, be better, more accurate. To the all-time low, 5.5, look, 5.5 cents. So I always talked about 5.5 cents, and you can see in these higher time frame fibs, it acted as resistance, it acted as support, acted as resistance. So you're expecting it to act as resistance. So it's a good place to take profit. Look, it acted as support here. Yeah, you can see it. And look, there's 382 at 10.5 cents. You see how the price came into it, acted as resistance. So naturally, if we break and go up, it'll probably act as resistance again, probably. Why wouldn't it? So that would be a good place to take profit. And so if you're higher time frame bullish, but you want to take profit, don't get too greedy. If you're higher time frame, I'm looking for higher, but then just take a little bit less, take 20%, take 15%. But you have to take it at these higher time frame levels. Yeah. Usually you can wait for a reaction, but sometimes in these tokens it reacts too fast and you miss it. So it's always best to set an alert. Yeah, so what you would do is you'd set an alert as the price approaches that level, say 9 point whatever, 9.5. Set an alert, and then just add on alert. If you want to take what, get ready to take profit at the 382, you know, set an alert at whatever 10 point. That's if you're waiting for a reaction. And if you're not waiting for a reaction, just preset your order, scale it. So don't just do one big order, have lots of little orders, because these lines are never exact lines, they're areas, aren't they? Yeah, so it's always best to kind of have lots of little orders, you know. So if the price goes up, you'll feel, you might not feel 100%, you'll feel some, okay. And you can take like whatever you want. If you want to take profit, take 10%. If you're worried about being out of position, just take less. But it's never a bad idea to take profit, but it's always a good idea to do it planned. Plan to take the profit at the certain levels. And it's the Confluence or what are the strongest levels. It's amazing how, look at TRVL. We're back at 5.5 cents. How amazing is that? Like, you know, when we were losing 5.5, we were in May 24. We back tested it on the 20th of May, and everything was looking really dreary, and the price of TRVL dropped 63%. It's a big drawdown. Huh? Look at the volume. There's a big drawdown. A lot of people sold. Okay, and look how much volume we've put in just to get back up. So I really think a lot of people sold prematurely. There was a really heavy selling. I don't understand the selling, to be honest with you. I've really bashed my head against the table trying to figure out why people sold, why there was so much heavy selling. Because selling equals buying, that's the thing. So you don't just have heavy selling, you also have heavy buying. And the fact that you have all of this volume, and the price has only managed to put in a higher high here. And now there's a lot of people who sold, they're out of position, because guess what? You can't buy TRVL now cheaper than 5.5 cents. Right back up. We've reversed all of that volume in the last few weeks. Yeah. And anyone who's trying to position back in, look, today, this is on Bybit. How much volume is coming on Bybit now? 4.1 million. Okay. Well, look, these candles when the price was selling was like 30 million. Look, 31 million, 34 million, 36 million. And we've gone up on 4 million. Yeah. So whoever dumped their tokens, yeah, they can't get back in now, because you can't, like, if they want to buy another 30 million now, they won't be able to. It's impossible. This is what I was saying. As the price was dropping, I was saying, you're mad to sell this token, because you'll never get back in. Not at these levels, not at this range. And then when you're looking at a higher time frame, multi-year range, yeah. Look, crazy selling. Look at these last 4 months, 4 red candles. 172 million, 153, 100, like so much selling, and the price still only made a higher low. And then we only go up on 4 million. So it's become extremely liquid. People are trying to position back in to get their position. They can't. And TRVL is really bullish. It's like crazy bullish. People don't realize that, but the project is going from strength to strength. There's partnerships with Fetch AI. The search engine with the AI engine the first release has been launched. There are partnerships left, right, and center. TRVL is on the base chain now. So we're on Polygon, we're on Base, we're on Binance chain. Obviously, we're on the layer 1 on ETH. The physical network is growing exponentially at the current rate. Yeah, and I've shown that. And, you know, there's like non-stop networking, partnerships, development, non-stop. It's like non-stop. What's great about, and so a lot of people criticize Dtravel and they criticize the TRVL for not being good at marketing. Yeah. But I think the strongest projects are the organic ones, the ones that grow organically. And so it's kind of frustrating in the context of a bull market. But the fact that we've achieved so much and yet we're growing so fast, and yet people really are only just hearing about us or haven't really heard about us, makes me even more bullish. Yeah, because actually when everyone starts hearing about us, that's kind of a good indicator to start selling, you know. Until then, when we're still kind of a little bit of an unknown entity, you kind of don't sell, you just hold. And I mentioned it before, there's some venture capitalists looking at TRVL now, some big ones, okay? And I've heard that through the grapevine, I've heard through the rumorville that they're like ready to submit or ready to publish some investor documents, you know, and they're trying to get the word out. And that community is quite a close community. And so these venture capitalists, these angel funds, they look at each other, and when they see that this company is investing in this and this company is investing in that, and they do their own research, they investigate, and then they kind of compete, don't they? These companies, they're all competing with each other, and sometimes that means that they end up buying the same tokens and they invest in the same projects. So we've got a lot of big things on the horizon. And so when I'm looking at the price action, I don't think I was wrong in my analysis. I said, you know, buy the dips, etc. Let me have a look at the waves that I'm looking at now. So potentially we're looking at like this. Maybe this is the wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, with some kind of flat correction here, like some kind of ABC here. And now we're having our first impulse, which is into our wave 3. I don't really have a target for you, to be honest with you, on this kind of next wave. You see we've kind of gone past 55 all the way up to 61, 62, and now we're getting a little bit of a profit take. It's a good place to take profit. Okay, and what we want to see now is continuation. So this is really important. Impulsiveness, corrective behavior, and then continuation. Based on this, so I don't know how far this wave 3 is going to go. No one really knows. Yeah, we are counting waves at the moment. When I'm looking at it on the lower time frame, it's very hard to decipher how many waves we've had. Excuse me. Is this whole one thing one wave, or are there multiple waves here? I can't really tell, to be honest with you. It looks like there might be, can't tell. It'll be a lot easier to tell when it corrects, but if that's correct, if it's like that, then this is going to come back for a test, isn't it? And then the rules, the Elliott Wave rules, have to be valid, so you have to hold that as support. If that's how it's going to be, that would be a smaller 3, and then the 5 would be much smaller. Okay, or is this just the first wave of 3 and we're actually looking for a much bigger wave? You think it's a much bigger wave just because of the context of Bitcoin. Okay, that's what I think, but I mean, it's hard to know exactly. See, look, it's interesting because the 618 here corresponds with the 236 5.5. It's amazing. Look, fibs are really powerful. Also, it gives me confidence that I've got this first wave correct. Yeah, so when I do this from the low here to the top of the first wave, which I kind of imagined that this first input, not that one, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ended there. So I've just done a fib extension from there to there, which is the beginning of the 3 with a flat ABC. And when I've done the fib extension, you see the 618 corresponds perfectly with the 236 on the higher time frame. So there's quite good confluence for a resistance here. This level has to be flipped into support, right? If this level is flipped into support now with a correct, now we're looking for a correction. If we get a flat correction here, and we flip it into support, then we're looking for another wave to higher prices. Okay, if we get a rejection here and then we're going all the way back down to the top of the one, if you get a rejection here and you're going all the way back down to the top of the one, it is possible we've got a really mediocre 3 here. Okay, and then obviously this has to hold as support for a wave 5, and we'll just be putting volume here. Actually, we'll probably end up putting volume here because the price is not ready to go up, and you might end up with consolidation underneath resistance here for a wave 3, for a wave 4, then a wave 5 to break it, whatever. It won't be a big break because it would be a small 3 and you'd have a smaller 5. Again, no one really can predict the future, honestly, and so it's just ideas of what could happen or what needs to happen to go up. I think personally I would like us to just go up and get out of here, and actually it makes sense for us to go up. Yeah, and I talked about this before. The way the price dropped was very sudden and it was very fast. Yeah, so I always mentioned that, like, this drop was too fast. Like, it was quite a fast descent, and I always said that the price will probably go up fast too, and we're getting a fast ascent. Okay, the only time that we kind of lingered for a little bit was somewhere here, wasn't it? It was up here. We lingered for a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if we actually, I mean, we're into resistance now, so just bear that in mind. Yeah, we're into resistance. It's 5.5 cents. It's a 618 on this Elliott wave from 1 to 2. And it's also a higher time frame, 2.36, which is the fib retracement from the all-time high to the all-time low. Okay, so we're into big resistance right now. The great thing about the price action is that we've cleared all of this godforsaken liquidity. So if there was any trap traders here who are looking to exit, they've had their opportunity. That's what happens when the price goes up. If anyone was looking to exit this project, they can do it right now, can't they? And so if they don't, or if the liquidity if we clear the liquidity and the price continues going up, then actually this is even more bullish than you can imagine, and we're probably going higher. But just looking at this previous price action, I think the next big test for us is going to be up here, further up, you know. And I'd like to see, honestly, again, it goes back to what I was saying before. I'd like to see these highs taken. In my mind, it's this high, actually. That's the real high to beat. According to this extension, that's a 1 to 2. You can see on this extension. So we're at the 618. And actually, what I really want us to go up to is that high, which will be the 1 to 2. The 1 to 2 of this wave 1, wave 2, and this is the 1 to 2 there. That, for me, that would be a perfect wave 3, because we're also taking out the high here, and we're we're making the first step to a higher time frame market structure change. Once we see that, you can just buy the dip on this token all the way to the all-time highs, I think. Yeah, buy the dip, sell the highs, buy the dip, sell the highs, buy the dip, sell the highs. That's how it's going to be. And you know, like, what's interesting is that we're not getting crazy volume in yet, and so once the volume comes in, then I'll be interested to see what happens. Okay, and that volume is going to come from the wider crypto market. And so the one thing that I can encourage people to do is, especially on X has become the world's #1 news source now, especially when it comes to crypto. Share as much as you can on TRVL. I do this all the time. I'm looking through X. I search. I look for TRVL, and if I see anything interesting, I'll share it. And let's get likes. Let's get likes and shares on Dtravel stuff. Look at this guy's writing. Take a look at TRVL. If you're looking at a solid investment, take a look at TRVL. Besides, it's great fundamentals and unique position. It is currently breaking out of a major trend. So he's got a different kind of analysis here, hasn't he? Look. Okay, everyone's got their own kind of little analysis. And look, he's correct. 2.5-year channel between roughly 2 and 10 cents. Perfect. Absolutely. Why not? Repost this stuff. Let's get views on it. Yeah, let's get likes on all this stuff. And then the other thing I look for is I look for hashtag deepin or AI, and then I'll actually write comments on under look when deepin, when moon, da, 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 da. Sometimes people are asking what's the next big project, and go in there and comment and put down TRVL and then link it to Dtravel's posts and pages. Yeah, so if you go to Dtravel, oh, I've spelt it wrong. And we can really contribute to pushing this. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of stuff here that you can link it to. Just link it, just say, have a look at TRVL and then post it and then paste this link. And then what will happen is that there's a lot of people out there now, they're looking for altcoins. Yeah, they're searching for the next big altcoin. They're searching for the next big thing. We can all participate. So the moment we're coming into big resistance, yeah, I don't think anyone in their right mind is looking to sell, even though we're coming into big resistance. Yeah, we've got a little bit of selling right now, but at the moment it looks like we've broken and we're looking to back test. It's like a break and a back test, isn't it? So I hope that people aren't selling. I hope that people are looking for higher. And if you're not fully positioned in, you should be. You know, you should buy some. Keep on buying. Like, that's the thing with these tokens. You just want to keep on buying until we get to our higher targets. So at the moment, my higher target I'm looking at is up here, 14.8. Taking out that high basically, which would be a 1 to 2 on this wave 1. Let's get up there, and at least then we've put in a higher high. And then the rest will just be looking to buy the dips to take it higher. All right, so that's kind of TRVL. Maggie, I don't know if that helped, but honestly, I think you should be looking for taking a little bit of profit. Either look at these green wicks. So yeah, so look, as we come up on TRVL, that green wick, it's going to be a good place to take profit. There's a little bit of a wick there as well, but I think this top one, you have Confluence there because you have the 382, you have the 1.618, you've got this green wick, yeah, and you have to take profit as the price comes into it. The minute it starts pulling back and you start panicking, you're actually just defeating your objective, which is taking profit at the maximum extension into resistance. The minute you react slow, you have to react on time, then you'll take profit, but it'll be more like you won't get as much profit, and then you'll kind of feel really annoyed. So yeah, so that kind of, I don't know if that helped. Let me have a look at these other TRVL charts. Let's have a look at ETH. Oh wow, look at that. How amazing is that? So we're destroying Ether. According to this, it's more profitable to be in TRVL than in ETH at the moment, isn't it? According to this. And what's interesting is here, look, so we're coming into a key area when it compared to ETH. It's this value area high. So this corresponds with our 5.5 cents on the against the USD chart, doesn't it? So we've come into a really important area. On the weekly time frame, it looks like we've changed market structure to bullish, doesn't it? It looks like we're putting in now higher highs, higher lows. After we had a little kind of change here, we put in the higher high there. It looks like we've put in a higher low and a higher high here, just in this current week, doesn't it? So it looks like against the ETH, TRVL is actually showing weekly market structure that's bullish. Okay, let's have a look against BTC. What's happening here? So we had a pullback on BTC, but there's no way that BTC could go as low as people wanted. And look, against BTC, we've actually changed market structure as well, haven't we? Can you see that? This is the weekly time frame. You see here, we're putting in lower highs, lower lows. We broke, we put in a higher high, higher low here, and now we've just taken out the high. So right now on the weekly time frame against BTC, we're in bullish market structure. Do you see that? We've broken bearish market structure, and we've had a confirmation just this week as the price has gone up. We're now in bullish market structure. So against BTC, we don't want this low, this recent low, this latest low to be taken. Okay, as long as this low isn't taken and we don't have a change back to bearish, then we're in bullish market structure. It's really good, isn't it? TRVL is really bullish. I kind of did say that. I did say to people, you know, this is really looking really bullish. And for me, the hint was that we changed daily market structure to bullish a lot way before most altcoins. A lot of altcoins hadn't even taken out their daily, the lower high on the daily time frame. We already changed market structure and confirmed it. So at the moment, it looks like TRVL is more bullish than a lot of tokens. If I was to go and compare it to some other tokens, this is against Airbnb. Yeah, why would you have Airbnb when you can be in TRVL? Look, we're making really good gains against Airbnb now. It's actually we're more bullish against Airbnb than against USDT at the moment. And that kind of gives me the clue that Airbnb is actually probably dropping. Airbnb stock. Actually, let me have a look at it on TradingView. That would be a lot easier. This tells me that Airbnb is probably dropping. I haven't looked at it. I'm going to have a look at it now. That's simple. Oh yeah, look. Look at that. So how amazing is that? The fact Airbnb is actually falling. Look at that. They've gapped down. Look at that. Let's have a look at Airbnb while we're here. Yeah, look, we've had a rejection. Airbnb's had a rejection. Clean rejection from the point of control. Yeah. So higher high, higher high, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It's bearish, huh? It's bearish. Airbnb's bearish. Let's come here. On the weekly time frame. Here we put in lower low here. You got it on the daily time frame. It technically has to take out that high first to change market structure. Hasn't done that yet because you went down from a lower high all the way down to a lower low. And on the weekly time frame, when you're looking at Airbnb, you're putting higher lows, higher high here, higher low, higher high, low low, lower high, and then down. So you had a little bit of a change on the weekly time frame market structure up here, and right now it went down, lower high, lower low, all the way down, took out these lows. This has now come up to put in a lower high, rejection from the point of control, clean rejection, huh? And potentially with Airbnb you're heading right back down, potentially. That's what it looks like at the moment. So that's good. So when you're comparing TRVL to Airbnb now, you see we're already back up against March highs. In the March, we're not there with USDT now or even Bitcoin, but here we're back in the high of the range against Airbnb. So TRVL is showing a lot more strength against Airbnb than the US dollar at the moment, according to this. This is against crypto others, so ignoring Bitcoin and ignoring ETH. This is just TRVL against crypto others. And get rid of these brush strokes. Oh god, look at this. So look, so it's quite interesting. So we're getting a little bit of reaction from the same 236 here, very at the same time as we're getting a reaction from the USDT 236. We're in bullish market structure. We've changed market structure, and you can see we've gone up to take out the high again for a higher high. This was like there, wasn't it? So 1 2 3 4 5. Let me just kind of do a little bit of a fib extension here. Oops. There, look, it's coming to the 618, exactly the same time as hitting it with USD. So we're actually impulse waving against the whole of crypto minus BTC and ETH at the moment. TRVL is. See that? This is the first wave. We've had first wave here. This is the wave 2. This is the first wave. We're in the wave 3. And taking out this lower high here, this pivot high here, would take us to the 1.618. So that's my target on this next wave, on the wave that we are at now. So I don't know if we're going to get there in 5 waves in the third wave, or if it's going to take a wave 3 and a wave 5 to get there. I can't predict that, but at the moment, and actually this is not like that then, this is there. 1, 2, this is not like this, this is like this. This is like that. Yeah, this is better because it kind of, that was the corrective move, wasn't it? Get rid of that. I'm actually, yeah, that'll be a really good target to take out that high. Look at this. Let's have a look at the volume. That would be perfect actually, because that comes into the value area high as well. That's really my target here for this next move. Let's have a look at this. This is again fetch. So we're actually more bullish than fetch at the moment, aren't we? And I did say that. I said that now that we're kind of closely connected to fetch, then maybe actually we're going to be, if you want to leverage fetch, people might actually just be buying TRVL. Altcoin Dreaming has sent me something. Let me have a look at that. This is against Booking.com. Huh? So not as bullish against Booking.com. It's amazing. Huh? Against Airbnb, it was more bullish. I don't. Let me just kind of have a look at the volume here. Coming into resistance again. We're coming to resistance at the same place against all these charts, but different kind of resistance levels. This is the value area high against Booking.com. You see that on the daily time frame, not on the weekly, because the weekly time frame, it's not taking the current week into consideration. So the actual more accurate data will be the daily time frame. You see that we're coming to resistance right now. Which chart is this? Is it Bybit? Oh, it's Bybit. So Bybit. So actually, I think if I wanted to do a fib, be somewhere there. I'm guessing. I'd have to calculate that. I have to do that afterwards. It's not a big deal. Higher high. Oh gosh. Low, higher high. This is bullish. Put in a higher high there. Took out that low. Became bearish here. Low, lower high. Low, lower high. Low, lower high. Low, higher low. Higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're actually in weekly bullish market structure right now. Against this as well. Let me do a fib extension here, see if it's the same thing. It's basically there to there. It's slightly different. So this is telling me that Booking.com is actually quite bullish too. Yeah, because we're not as bullish against Booking.com as we are against Airbnb. You see here, to take out those highs there, this one here, this is the one I was interested in, this high here. we'd have to get all the way up to the 1 to 4 to take out that high. Then this would become ultra bullish against Booking.com as well. So I think it depends what you compare the asset to. We're more bullish against some assets than others. So we're more bullish now against Airbnb than we are against Booking.com. You can see that, can't you? When you see the structure, you see, look, you see this is kind of the up move, and look, we're almost at the top here. Whereas against Booking, you see we're further down. And so that's quite interesting. Let me have a look at these other ones. Fetch, I said, I think Fetch, we're going to be, people will be using TRVL to leverage Fetch. So just wait until Fetch starts pumping. If you got TRVL, you'll be like on steroids, Fetch on steroids. This is Cake. TRVL against Pancake Swap. Let me get rid of this, these squiggles. And it's interesting because I have Pancake Swap. I have some tokens, yeah. So I'm not like going crazy and going all in TRVL, even though I'm more bullish on TRVL, because it's good to just have a little bit of a diverse portfolio. And sometimes, you know, like sometimes you'll get a crazy pump on one of these tokens, like a crazy pump, and then you can sell some and maybe buy some more TRVL or buy some other tokens that haven't moved. This is against Pancake Swap. Let's see, it looks like we've flipped the point of control here. And we're breaking out from the value area high. The last time we did that, we had a fake out in April here. And then before that, we had a fake out in May. Then before that, we had a mega pump in February. We went from the lows here all the way up to the top. This looks like it's a little bit different. It looks a little bit different. To me, it looks like we might actually be looking to break out against Cake, against Pancake. The reason why I say that is because here I see some kind of rounding bottom. See that? And we got a pretty flat neckline here. And we're coming up against it again. So we got a little bit of around the bottom. We've got a little flat neckline. I'd be interested to see if we have a really nice breakout and go up here. That's kind of what I would want to see. All right. It's just interesting, isn't it? I think quite interesting. This is against Slurf. Like I've got Slurf as well, you know, and it's just, I don't know what to say. We're obviously, it looks like we're a little bit more bullish than Slurf as well at the moment. After we were able to flip this point of control into support. This is speculative, this corrective move. I don't really know. Actually, against Slurf, we've just put in another all-time high. See that? So right now, TRVL is more bullish than Slurf by far, because against Slurf, we've just put in an all-time high. Do you see that? And it actually makes me think, the next time Slurf pumps and TRVL pulls back, I might actually dump my Slurf into TRVL. That's actually what I'm thinking right now, because I have some Slurf. Yeah, and obviously it makes no sense to do it now. But next time, if we get a pullback on TRVL and Slurf pumps, then I'll be thinking to myself, maybe I should just sell that Slurf now and buy more TRVL. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment when I'm looking at these charts. All right, that's TRVL. Any questions? Is there? Oh yeah, Majid is asking, is there a partnership between Travala and TRVL? So what's something you have to take into consideration is that Travala was built and then they had a weakness. The weakness was short-term vacation rentals, yeah. And what happened was that the market is monopolized by Airbnb and Booking.com. So when you go to Travala, they created this Web 2 company using Web 3 technology, and they were lacking accommodations, which were apartments, short stay apartment vacation rentals. They had hotels, but they didn't have apartments. And they were thinking to themselves, how do we get apartments? The market's been monopolized by Airbnb and by Booking.com. And so what they were thinking is actually, maybe it's a good idea to create something new. And actually with this new thing, because most of the people who are involved in Travala are also Web3 purists, and Travala is not a Web3 pure business or application. Yeah, it's Web2. It's not really Web3. It's Web2, but it's it uses some aspects of Web3 for payment and for the rewards program. And they wanted to create a pure Web3 project, and so that's where Dtravel came from. And so they had this kind of idea, and so some of the people from Travala actually moved to Dtravel. Some of the technical team, some of the investors. So a lot of the investors are invested in both, but they actually they see Dtravel as a more of a Web3 purist Web3 application, because it's peer-to-peer and because it's a DAO. It's meant to be a DAO. It's meant to be a decentralized autonomous organization. So that's kind of how it happened. Our finance CFO, Drew, he used to be the CFO of Travala, and now he's the CFO of Dtravel. So that's the big connection, isn't it? The CFO. So the Travala CFO from the previous bull market is Dtravel's current CFO. Yeah, and Travala's CEO, I don't know who he is. I've seen him on Instagram, on LinkedIn, but I can't remember his name. He's like one of the big investors in Dtravel. And when I say investors, I mean token holders. All right, so there is a crossover, but Dtravel for all intents and purposes is completely independent, because the concept of Dtravel is that it is a DAO. The TRVL will give token holders governance of the DAO, and the TRVL holders will directly benefit from the increase in value of the DAO and of the application. And that's got nothing to do with Travala. Okay. And actually, in my mind, I think one day in the future, I can imagine Dtravel becoming so big that we may actually, there may be I can imagine Travala actually integrating into Dtravel, or for them to join. But the DAO, the Dtravel would be the base, because it's a Web3 application. That's what I'm imagining. But I mean, who knows about the future? No one can really predict the future. That would be nice. So it would be nice if we suddenly exploded to a multi-billion-dollar token, and then we were able to buy out Travala, huh? How amazing would that be? So it looks like we're trying to flip this 5.5 into support. It looks like it at the moment. I can see there's a bit of profit taking here, and look, there's a bit of volume coming here, like in the last 30 minutes. Look at that. See that? So it looks like we're getting a little bit of interest here. So let's see if we can defend this. If we can defend 5.5 cents and flip it into support, then I don't really see any reason why we don't head up to 10 cents, 9-10 cents. Okay, that would be even slightly higher. Okay, but really, from my aim here as a bull is taking out that 1 to 2, which is all the way up at that pivot. That's really what I'm aiming for right now. If we can get a really nice wave up to there, we put in a higher high, and everything changes, because you put in a higher low, you're putting in a higher high. People will take profit, but guess what? They're just going to buy back in, because the structure is now changing to bullish. It's all bullish structure now, not bearish. Yeah, higher highs, higher lows is bullish. Crypto related is fuck. TRVL's at 6. Look at that. It's at 6 cents now. It's mainly to do with my real world business, TRVL. It's not because I think it's the most amazing crypto, because while it is amazing, it's, you know, but I mean, he just shills everything. He's all in. He's like buys into his meme coins, and then he sells them to his followers, and he's got quite a lot of followers. TRVL is at 6 cents, guys. Isn't that exciting? It looks like we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. Look, a little bit of a flip. 5.5 is flipping. And what's interesting with TRVL is against BTC, someone has just bought like a shit ton. It's very liquid. Look, he got badly filled. Literally got badly filled. Look, 100%. Like, I hope he doesn't lose money. Whoever bought that, I hope they don't lose money. But look at that. They've literally, this is why you should never buy when the price is pumping. You should always buy when the price is dipping, because if that person would have bought when the price was going down, they wouldn't have got such a bad fill. Look at that fill. It's a really bad fill. So why would you do that? Right into the point of control. Not a good idea. And actually, why would you do that? Why would you just not set limit orders? Because no one's selling, that's why. Look. Yeah, it only happens when you market buy. When there's not enough volume or liquidity. It's a really bad fill. Look. I could show you how bad it is now. Look at this. I'll show you. I'll pull the volume on these few candles here. To be fair, actually, the point of controls are here. So to be fair, actually, most of the fill was down here. You can see with the point of control, yeah. So even though that candle, he bought, it went all the way up. You can see with the volume, most of it was actually down here. So it's not that bad. See that? But what this shows you is that it's extremely illiquid. Yeah. So next time someone buys, there's going to be no liquidity. They won't get filled, and they'll end up buying much higher. Yeah. Does that make sense? So effectively, this order has cleared the order books above the price, and so as people continue buying, the price just goes up quickly. It goes up. Yeah. So yeah, if we continue to be bullish, TRVL is going to go crazy, huh? I'm pretty hyped about this, guys. You don't realize. Like, for a long period of time, people were like, oh my god, TRVL is dead. What's happening to TRVL? And you know, I'm here doing videos about TRVL every day and getting a lot of aggro and grief when the price is dropping. But the reality is that you don't need to do anything except just keep on buying, really. That's it. Just keep on buying. All right, this is really exciting. We're up at the 618 now. What's that got? Let me have a look at